Okay, friends, this is what I was telling you about. This is the wire. Why they did this, I don't know. That's concrete right there, so I don't have to worry about it right there. But I'm going to have to make this into a flower bed, and somehow or another, I'm going to take rock and I'm going to cover this wire to where they can get into it if something happens, but I want to make it look halfway decent. So that's probably going to be my whole flower bed over through there. So here's my rocks that I've got washed so far. I will have to get them in a wagon and get them over there. So some of these is not washed. They moved them over yesterday, but the ones I got washed, I'm going to work with. Okay. This is it, friends. It's either going to look bad or it's going to look good one. As you can see here, I was trying to stack all my rock before I used the mortar on them to hold them together. And I was just causing myself extra work. So after this, I'll not be doing that. I'll just be stacking them and gluing them together as I go. My son stayed with me throughout the whole day, handing me rocks and doing just whatever I needed help with. He was right there by my side. Here's where I have to take the rocks back apart and then kind of mortar them together. And I realized it was more work that way than just gluing them as I went. It would have been a lot easier also if I'd had something better to spread the mortar on the rocks with. All I had was a little piece of plastic that I found laying around. My son eventually brought me a spoon out, and I used it. It helped a lot more. This is just the fun of the wire. I'm going to do a layer of rock on the front of it and a layer of rock on the back of it, and sort of like make it a little ditch, you might say, and then place a big flat rock over the top of it. That is when I find a big flat rock. You'll see here in a minute where I go behind it and I do that layer of rock behind it. All this area you see right here that I'm in and in behind me is going to be a flower bed. I'm going to plant different types of flowers in here. And I thought little rock walls would be real pretty to have it surrounding the flower bed. Plus, this was a big thing for me to get rid of the looks of this wiring that's running underneath the house here to this heating and cooling unit. it looks a little better, I will be able to cover them with something, or maybe get some big flat rocks and cover them. But that is what it looks like. It's I hope it works. But let's get over here to this other one. And don't tell my husband, but I didn't wash these rocks. Here I'm starting another little border wall behind the heating and cooling unit. I want to make sure that the flowers, the dirt and stuff don't run in on the heating and cooling unit out here, because that could damage the inside of it. Here my son is handing me rocks. He is such a big help. I'm so thankful for him. Okay, friends, I got what rock I can get done, but I want to show you. I probably have chiseled this one up. There is what the flower bed is looking like, my friends. I stopped it right there. I'm hoping I'll find a couple pieces of flat rock to go across there to make it look finished. I got away from the concrete is underneath that black thing right there, so I pulled back a little bit from that. And I got concrete all around through here. This needs to be doubled over like that. And then I brought the flower bed on around here. And it all over in there is going to be like dirt and flowers. But I ended it right here, and I'll have to come back and take it all the way. But there's going to be fence posts right there. I think it right there in the corner. So I didn't want to get it in the way. And my hands look so red in there, but they're not that red. But I didn't want to get in the way of my husband digging the fence post, so I just stopped it right there. And that is it. Okay, let's go try to do something with this door that I burnt yesterday. Okay, what I got here is a Scrub Daddy, a regular disc, or this is not a cleaner. This is window cleaner. I mixed up myself.
That's the trouble with reusing bottles to mix your own stuff up in. You always get them mixed up. But I got spick and span. I'm going to try it without scrubbing it first.
And we'll somebody try it. And somebody it's not coming off, Mom.
Oh my goodness, it's all the way up through here.
It's not coming off there, Mom.
Nope. Let's try it.
If it don't come off, Mom, you might have to probably quit. Yeah, Mom.
Probably gonna have to paint it.
You know what, Mom? It's not coming off.
Oh gosh, I burnt my door.
Yeah, you're ruined it.
If you didn't catch the last video, this is the door that where I stained the house. It kind of sprayed in on it and destroyed it for me after I freshly had a coat of white paint on it. Now the paint is coming off of the part up top and off the glass with the scrubber and the window panes, but it is not coming off the door at all, so I'm going to have to repaint it. But you can see me here scrubbing with the scrubber. As long as I do that, I can get the paint off, but it will not come off with just a cloth and cleaner.
Okay. Change of plan. I just have a barely little bit of paint left in the bottom of the can. So I don't, oh Lord, did I do that? I don't like to get started and run out and have a paintbrush all messed up and everything. And I've got to hit the garage door another coat. So I'm going to wait until I get another can of paint and then I'll restart on that. But what time is it, Leslie? It is 1:06. I am wore out.
I'm killed.
I'm loving my flower bed, but I'm killed, so I am going to go in and relax a little while. And I'll probably be back out this evening. See you guys later. Nobody knew what they was doing here, Edward. Huh?
We are out in the front working today. Someone had give my husband a part of a deck, and we are trying our best to get by as low cost as possible on our backyard renovation. So we decided to take this deck apart, and we get to do a good job of pulling the nails and all that good stuff. And you can see my husband is hard at work. He's been at it longer than I have today. So I hope you enjoy. And of course, you know, if you've been watching my previous videos, if I'm outside doing something or whatever, my son is right there with me. Here I went over to see if my husband had any more boards we could pull nails out of. He was trying as hard as he could to get them loose, and I was getting really impatient. So I think I went to sit down here a minute or two, and then he hollered at me, and I had to come over and hold something for him while he pulled something loose. I can't remember what it was.
Here, my sweet little neighbor from down below us had hollered at me, and I had took a minute to stop and talk to him. And he just chatted about daily things, and we talked about our dogs a little bit and everything. We just have the best neighbors around us. We couldn't ask for a better place to live. This is a reason that we work so hard on it, because we just love the neighborhood. Okay, it was time to stop socializing and get back to work. You can see behind me my husband working trying to take the deck apart. I think he had the hardest job of all of us. Okay, friends, this is the outside, the front of our house. You can see it needs a lot of work, not work, but it needs a lot of cleaning on it too. But I'm not gonna mess with this outside, this front, till I get the back done. So that's what we're looking like. We still are debating on what to use for the underpinning, because I laid that rock out there, that gravel like, and I didn't like it. So there you go. There's our daughter's house over there. And we got our vehicles parked out here because we did some grass cutting yesterday. And that's my husband's big garage right there, and all the neighbors. And then back there is our acreage. We got a lot of acres, but we don't have no flat land. So there you go. I think right here is where we figured out that our dogs was not around us, so me and my son had decided to go look for them. Of course we found them. They decided to go across the hill and visit a neighbor. And boy, did they get in trouble for that. No, but we did scold them a little bit. Here my son had brought some sales papers up. He always thinks everything is very important when he gets it out of the mailbox. So I had to tell him that it wasn't important and he could go ahead and get rid of it.
Wes! He'll come out.
This is where somebody showed up with some chickens that him and my husband had agreed to trade on. My husband has a bunch of quails, and he is wanting some chickens to lay some eggs with. So this guy decided that he would trade us, and they're going up to swap them out right now.
Oh.
And as you can see, my puppies are just as excited about them as we are.
Easy.
Now listen, little ladies. It's okay. Oh, they're scared of the dogs. Get back, Pete. Get back, Pete. Get back.
I'm almost straight up there. Go through that.
I have to say, I was unexpectedly surprised at these chickens. They were looking so healthy. There was a different breed each, and we had one rooster, and they looked like they was well took care of. I was supposed to record catching a quail here, but for some reason or another, my son was not recording when we were doing this. So that was it. Now we're putting the chickens in the place of the quails. The quails are out and they're in another cage, and we're putting the chickens back in the pen where the quail was. Soon we'll have them a fenced-in lot so they can just play around in their little fence and be happy little campers. Now all the chicken excitement is over and it's back to work pulling nails. My poor son tries to help. He worked so hard, but here he was having so much trouble pulling the nails. But every little bit helps.
Finally, all the nails are pulled with what lumber we can use. Now we just have to clean it all up and go back to work in our backyard. This is my husband giving the camera a ride on his tractor. Just as he's turning this curve here, you can see where he's been digging a lot of the dirt out to go into our garden beds. And you'll get a good glimpse of everything from the other view of our raised garden area in the back of our home. Most of this stuff out here that's piled up is just stuff that we're using to work on our raised garden bed area. As you can see here, we've got 5 beds filled already. We've got 6 beds actually filled already. We've got one that's halfway put together, and we'll be starting on some more of them just in a day or two. Seeing the back of the house from this view makes me really so happy that we did go ahead and do the staining. I really like the way it turned out. Here my husband's getting ready to set up and start working on this wood and getting some more beds built and some tops on the ones we've got already. I sat there for a few minutes and got sick of looking at those tables over there just scattered everywhere, so I had to go over and fold them up and get them out of the way so we'd have a little more room to work. This is where we both get tired and we decide to rest for a little while longer. Then we go out to eat. We don't work no more the rest of the day. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos, my friends.